Welcome to the channel. I'm Jason Hawkins, and today we're back out doing some plein air in Noosa in Queensland, southeast Queensland. This is probably one of Queensland's most iconic beaches on Noosa and the Sunshine Coast. I'm at First Point, which is looking back at Noosa's main beach, where the famous Hastings Street is just behind the main buildings in the background. So today I am using oils, standard oils, limited palette, using mainly Michael Harding oils on a wide panel. The panel is using Michael Harding's non-absorbent primer, acrylic primer, and I'm just starting to lay my darks in, getting a bit of a reference point. You can see in the bottom right hand corner, you can see the beach scene that I am capturing. It is an absolute pristine day here. Now you might see a bit later I've got a jumper on, and it's not actually, it's right summer this time when I'm recording this thing, the voiceover, but when I was recording that it was back in September so it was a bit of a cool day. I've always wanted to paint this beach. I've actually done various paintings of representations of this beach, but never a plein air from this location. As you can see, there's surfers, there's lots of people swimming, although we're just coming out of winter, and it's just so good. It is the best day. Interestingly, you can see I'm laying in blocking in my watercolors, my sky, and some just getting my core base layer in, using liquid as the base, as the medium, so that I can then paint over it once it's dry. In about an hour and a half in this sort of weather, the liquid becomes dry enough to then paint another layer over the top, which is always challenging when you're using oil paints in plein air, because it gets very slippery and muddy and messy if you don't keep that isolation or use some quick drying in the start. So you can see here I do grab my little sort of scraper and use that as a straight edge. That's the surf club in the distance, the Noosa Beach Surf Club, and putting some flagpoles in, etc. I'm really trying to capture the energy of the day. Being at the beach, it's not just your average landscape scene. There's lots of waves. When I got there, the tide was right in, almost crashing against my legs against the rocks. So I'm really trying to absolutely just capture that moment of the day in oil paint. So you'll see that a little bit later as I build up the thicker texturized painterly strokes. So the other thing about today was, the challenge of today was, I ended up in this quite underneath a lot of trees. You can see it right there. I'm in the dark. I'm really in dark shadow, which makes it actually really quite challenging to contrast to the visible scene, which is in flooded bright sunlight. So there's no clouds, it's just this full-on light. Now, to add to that challenge, I'd had cataract surgery only a couple of weeks before that, so my eyes are letting in so much light through my lenses that I had to turn the painting around the opposite way to where I was painting at that stage, right here. That's what you're looking at when I'm putting the waves in, because I was getting these crazy too much light headaches coming in. So it was a really challenging day for me to paint. In fact, after this day I found out that I was actually allergic to all the drops I had to take whilst recovering from my eye surgery. So that's why my eyes were so sore in this particular day. But you can see here I'm starting to put the waves in. You know, waves can be quite challenging because you do not want them to look man-painted. They have got a randomness about them that is fresh and dynamic. So you have to be really quite, or at least how I approach it, is really in a quite a random way. I'm applying blobs, I'm applying thinner paint, I'm backwards and forwards between slight different values, some blues, some cerulean blues versus some French ultramarine mixed blue, and some greeny blues, just to mix that up and pull that sky colour down into the water as reflectors, but also make that those white waves really fresh. You can see here I'm also putting in the little figures. There are hundreds of people on the beach, so I am really just doing little tiny dots and coloured components. Now you can see here, after a little bit of time, I've filled that in and put swimmers in as well in that scene, and chunked up the white water of the waves as they rushed past me. So what I'm challenged with this scene is that the wave that crosses diagonally across the piece is too eye leading. It's leading the eye out of the artwork, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep the visual focus inside the artwork. So you can see here in a second what I do to actually modify the piece a little bit to make sure, see, I'm scraping out components of the wave so that that white line doesn't really just fly your eye out of the painting. So I'm keeping that compositional element of the key surfer riding the wave just above that, and then I've broken the lines, sort of broken edged, if you like, you could call it, that white water to keep the eye within the piece. I find that really, really important. I'm trying to capture the mood and the feel of the day, but I'm also very conscious of being free, but keeping compositional value. So after all, you're not just wanting, I never want to just paint a photo of the scene. I want to inject my emotion and energy into the piece as well. And this is my most favorite beach of all time, so I really love capturing this type of scene all the time. I love painting this type of piece. So yeah, this is how it's come together. I've got the little Surf Lifesaver tower there, and just adding the final pieces now. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this piece has turned out. Lots of different elements, nice bright rich textural paint and bright colour to reflect the piece. There we go there, the surfer, the key compositional element, and then the broader scene of the beach as you look at the piece. So